As Matt just said, we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook marketing once we flip over to the presentation. But you know, if you're not advertising on Facebook, it's something that you should really consider doing it. A little money goes a very long way. And as Pat pointed out, a small investment can turn into nice revenue for you. But before we do that, I want to kind of jump into a little game of Mythbusters. So there are a lot of myths about advertising and Facebook, and we're going to dive into these, but let's start it out with Facebook is dying. So, you know, in reality, you may read or hear that Facebook is on the downward trends, and that people are moving to other social media platforms, and that Facebook will eventually die. Yes, eventually. But in fact, really, Facebook, it isn't even declining. It's not dying. It's just not growing as fast as it once did. But that's what happens when you have 71% of the market share. As Ramona and Jim said yesterday, there's about 950 million people that are using Facebook. And the largest age demo is people from the ages of 25 to 34. That's about 30% of 950 million. That's pretty substantial. 50% of users from 18 to 24 check Facebook when they wake up. So that's got Mark Zuckerberg laughing. In 2004, Facebook was launched. In 2010, 6 years later, there was a major motion picture about the creation of Facebook that won 3 Oscars. Yes, it's about score and screenplay, but 3 Oscars. I mean, it's not going anywhere. Facebook is around. Myth number 2, to advertise, you have to be Don Draper. If you're not familiar with the show, Mad Men, Don Draper is an advertising guru from the 50s, 60s, and I think they're now into the 70s. He's the slightly sleazy, boozy, playboy, creative savant that runs the advertising agency. Stop thinking you have to be him, because really, you have to be yourself. That's supposed to be me. Yeah, can't you tell? You know. So be yourself. You know, the advertising guides on Facebook allow you to be yourself. You're the creative guru. Nobody knows your club, your services better than you do, so you're naturally going to be the best salesman for your club. Next myth, there's no time for Facebook advertising. Work, school, volunteers, coaching, fundraising, mentoring, psychologists, psychiatrists, we get it. You're busy. That's the beauty of Facebook advertising. Because really all you have to do is set it up and let it go. The whole system is designed to work for you, and you don't have to do any work. It's the beauty of it. Facebook is expensive. I don't know about you, but I'm not Scrooge McDuck, and I have a money pit that I can go swimming in. In reality, most people think that, you know, or well, not in reality, but most people think that when you're advertising on Facebook that it's major Fortune 500 companies and that they're spending large amounts of money, tens of thousands of dollars. In reality, you control the budget and you could be swimming in money. You're in total control. You can set budgets for dollars per day. You should run a cost per click campaign. That's our suggestion. And depending on how you target the ad and who's bidding on it, you get to totally control it. So let's do a little bit of math. Everybody loves math. Let's say you set your advertising budget at a whopping $10 per your campaign, and it costs you 50 cents per click. So again, quick math, 20 clicks, 20 qualified leads of people that are interested in your club. Let's say that 4 of those 20, actually it's 20% conversion, actually turn in and are interested and become members of your club. So if you use Pat's numbers from the last presentation, That's $7,200 in year 1 worth of revenue. That's $24,000 in year 3 worth of revenue. It's $44,000 in year 5 and $100,000 in year 6, or year 10. Think about that. $100,000 that you just spent $10 to get them into your club. Yes, you have to keep them in there, but that's your job. That's what you do. It's very little money, goes a very long way. So what's the value of Facebook? Is it because of websites, mobile apps, ads, stories? No, it's because people are there. Age, gender, current system or city, hometown, employers, education, friends, interests, and e-commerce habits. All when you share information on Facebook, you're sharing it for Facebook, and they're taking that back and selling it. So you should take advantage of this. It gives it the most accurate and robust advertising system available. Let me give you a little bit of an example. So this little Tubkins here is my 6-month-old son, Jack. He's fat and happy. My wife posted this via Instagram and then connected it to Facebook. Hope your Friday is as happy as this guy's. Hashtag 6 months, hashtag baby sunglasses. So that weekend, I forced my wife to do the baby sunglasses, but I said, let's watch your Facebook feed over the course of the week. That weekend, we saw ads for Carter's, for Baby Gap, all companies trying to sell my wife baby sunglasses. That doesn't happen by coincidence. Facebook knows that my wife is 30, she's married, she has 2 kids, she lives in Colorado Springs, she's a college graduate, so they know what she knows what she likes, and she knows what she's purchased. It's pretty an amazing concept. So when you're advertising on Facebook, here's really what is available to you. In the center of you've all seen this if you've ever been on Facebook, but you see ads in the center area. You've seen ads on the right, which formerly used to be the only location, but now you have them in mobile options as well. I want to take a quick step-by-step piece of how to build Facebook ads and just some quick tips of how to make them good. First, become an admin of your team page. If you don't have a team page, get one, create one. It's obviously easy. Obviously, you won't have your admins will always have access to creating ads for your page, but it's really easy to do. If you see this red circle here on the side of your profile, you can see that it says create ad. It's pretty much everywhere because Facebook obviously wants you to start spending money on Facebook. Step 2. When you click create ad, this is what it takes you to, which is choose your objective. So you have boost your posts, promote your page, send people to your website, increase conversions to your website, get installs for your apps, which I'm sure you're all doing, engagement of your app, reach people your business, raise attendees for your events. There's many different options. But basically what this does is a tutorial all the way through. Most of you are going to send people to your website. And what you want to do is make sure that you're welcoming these people with open arms when they get there. You have to have a friendly portal on your website that basically says, join our team, come to our fundraiser, learn to swim lessons. Whatever your goals are, that's you want to have them welcome. So choosing your audience is the next step. After you've actually clicked that, let's say we've clicked and say, I want to drive people to my website. The next thing that they're going to ask you to do is choose your audience. Sky's the limit here. You can basically do whatever you want. I set up a little bit of an example here, but let's just say that you can choose your location, age, gender, languages, interests, and behaviors. I set it up where ages, I'm looking for people on Facebook, ages 25 to 40, male and female, languages, doesn't matter. The interest, I wanted to know, hey, soccer in my local community is huge. And I wanted to get all of the kids who are interested in soccer and their families who are interested in soccer interested in me and seeing this ad. But they also have a generic interest in swimming, so it can do that. It's sky's the limit. Go as crazy as you want there, or as high level as you want. You can do it to your competitor clubs. You can do it to your pride soccer, whatever group you want to, you can do that. And then you can also focus on behaviors, educators, homemakers. There's a whole list, and basically it's drop down and be like, yeah, I think I want those. Yes, I want those. You don't have to create this. You don't have to be like, you know what? I'm looking for homemakers. You don't have to think of that. It's there for you. The process is incredibly easy. If you look over here on the side here, it shows you audience definition. And this basically says, hey, you know what? You need to pump the brakes there. You're going a little bit too specific, or you're just a little bit too broad. And it kind of tells you basically, as you fill this out, it fills this out, and then it gives you what your potential reach is. Since I went generically high, that's a pretty generic number. But realistically, you want to keep your number in, something, once you get into location, you're probably going to dip those numbers pretty deep. But you just want to make sure that you're not doing too specific or too broad, because you'll cannibalize yourself. So don't do that. But if you do, the beauty of it, if you're not getting clicks, you only get charged when you pay for it. So you can go back and be like, boy, I'm just too specific. Let me go back and make that change. So diving into budgets. So with budget, you can go as big and as small as you want. You can even set it up a budget per day, per month, per length of a campaign, whatever you want it to be. It starts at $5. And that's part of this mindset of, hey, this isn't bigger than what we do as a company. I don't have time for it. You can literally set up a campaign to run for a month for $5. Sounds ridiculous, but why not try it? I mean, it's so easy. You basically just connect to a credit card and then it runs through it. And it's insane how much you can do with this. And it basically shows you what your budget's set up. It also shows this will change based on how many people you're going to set it up. So if you set up a cost per click campaign, this will basically just say, hey, this is how many impressions you're going to get. Most of you are not trying with a goal of brand awareness. There's very few swim clubs who are actually trying to, I'm trying to get Jim Fox swim team more brand awareness. I'm trying to get people to Jim Fox swim team. So this number, impressions number, is something you don't want to do. The cost per impressions is basically spending your money in the wrong place. Step 5, you can add images. So you can add this. That is me, actually. Add images. You can do 5, I think it's 5 or 6 images, 6 images for your campaign that all have the same thing. I would suggest doing many images, because the more images you do, you can better find out what works best for you. What we found at USA Swimming for Deck Pass, the USA Swimming logo works for us, because people realize, but we put the copy in the text of the ad that it's the official USA Swimming app, so people make that connection. Smiling faces, that's our moneymaker. Showing people that, hey, look, it's fun, the sport is fun, I want to be a part of that. Smiling, you got kids that you want to have smiling faces, and we set those up through Photoshoot, but if you set something up with your kids, say, hey, can we use this, make sure you clear it with their parents, then you could put them in. Really, any pictures you have, you can pull off your computer and use. And then one thing that didn't work for us is the competitive side. Now, managing your brand and defining who you are, Bob, it is something that you need to do, and that should be shown here in your images. If you're a fun club, you want to be shown here. If you're a competitive club, that hasn't worked for us, because people are like, competitive, it's just not what people want to click on. And the competitive shot that we had was literally 4 kids jump, like a really cool shot of kids jumping off of the blocks. That's my profile pic, by the way. So next thing you want to do is, that's Swim Gym. So when you set up your ads, It's key, again, to have an engaging image. You can use whatever you want, and that's set in there, but you have the opportunity to set up a headline if you want to connect it to your page. So imagine that would be your club. Your headline would be under here, and your text. The simple thing here is it's really easy to overshare in this scenario. Don't. Make sure that it's short, to the point, simple call to action of what you're trying to accomplish. Join our swim team. Get lessons. Very, very simple. Hit them right in the mouth, because it's Facebook. We're all ADD. The more you're on Facebook, and you're gonna jump off quickly. Think about it. You got a second to grab their attention. You use the image, and then you get them home with a copy. You also have the option of adding a call to action button, and that's like donate now or get this deal. If you have that opportunity, use it. But a lot of swim clubs don't really have that or aren't really planning on using it, but that option is available to you. So just some simple best practices. You want to include clear call to action. You want to highlight benefits, sales, specials that you have, simple eye-catching imagery, and make sure that you have key information available in the headline. So here, I want to talk a little bit about targeting, because targeting, you can, like I said earlier, you can do age, gender, geographic location, likes, targeting active interests and behaviors. What I would suggest to you doing this as a first-time advertiser is go through and set up your ads, and you can say, let's say, just for example's sake, that you have 500 people that like your team page. Set it up where the ad will advertise to the people that friends of friends. And that's basically saying that if Sally is a mom on your team, Sally's friends will see that ad. And that's an incredible piece, because it's almost creating word of mouth for you. Something that we try all the time. USA Swimming constantly tries to figure out how can we help with word of mouth. Facebook advertising basically does it for you, and again, you're just sitting back and letting it go. So in conclusion, Facebook is an incredible bang for buck. You can spend very little, get a lot out of it. Substantial. You don't have to be an advertising guru. The very first time that I did this, honestly, I was just playing with it, and it was kind of like, yeah, okay, let's take $50 and see what happens, and it exploded. Like, if you have a really great post, you can boost it and be like, you know what, I'm going to give this $10, and you'll just be amazed how far you can go as you're the guru, is where I'm going with this. Let it go, baby. And that's let it go of, it doesn't really matter how much you have to do. That's the beauty of this whole system. It literally should take you from soup to nuts. It should take you, 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how computer savvy you are. And most of you in this room, just because you're at this conference, you're fairly computer savvy. So I'd say you're looking 10 minutes tops of setting up a campaign. And total budget control. I think that to the myth that we hit earlier, it's incredibly important to know that you're in total control. If you're, boy, we're spending that money a little fast, a little too uncomfortable, pull it back. You only get charged for when people click on your ads. So if you're, let's go back to our budget earlier, if you had a $10 budget and $9 of that budget goes in the first 30 minutes, and you're like, that would be a great problem to have. But if that happens, you basically just you can pull it back and say, okay, I'm going to pause my ad, and then it will basically wait until you're ready again. But you could do that for a larger campaign once you've tested a couple images, tested a couple pieces of copy to work for you.